want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Welcome to The Outsiders. It's been an interesting week, and I'm here with my co-host, superstar Doc Cheatham. Doc, how things going?
Well, I'm sad to say that I am sad to say. I would say the probably #1 talk show host in America for the last 2 decades, a long good time friend, my fraternity brother, Joe Black Eagle Madison, passed away the other day. A very close friend of mine, a fraternity brother, someone who spoke when I did a campaign to run for office. He came all the way here to Baltimore to support my campaign. I want to say, you know, my prayers to the family, to all the friends and thousands of people that followed Joe Black Madison, the Eagle, who I consider to have been the best talk show host in the last 2 decades.
Well, the Black Eagle, he's gone, he's soared, and he was on Sirius XM as well. Quite a legacy, and Doc, your condolences. I did send you a little something out that he'll be missed. And the good ones are going. I mean, wow, but condolences to his family. And what we want to do is, I got to talk about it. I know people have been waiting to hear what the Outsiders, Sean Sims and Doc Cheatham, because we're sports guys. We actually played, we just don't run our mouths. We actually were competitors in multiple sports, myself, multiple. And what happened with the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm just going to say this. I had a sports show years ago, and I made the call, I'm still saying it, just like Vince McMahon and the WWE, and that's another thing, Vince McMahon and his situation. I think I might talk about that later, because that is disturbing. But pro wrestling is made to make money, sports entertainment. Sports is entertainment. Let's get this straight. Professional sports period, it's entertainment. And it's about making money. And if you have Taylor Swift, ooh, you got all the teeny boppers. The woman's like almost in her mid-30s, but she's got all these teeny boppers. Okay, you have these teeny boppers, and the NFL is, from what I'm hearing, in some kind of trouble. And you need ratings, baby. It's about ratings. So I'm going to say it. I believe the NFL is scripted like pro wrestling, professional wrestling, sports entertainment, to make money. And the game that I saw this past weekend was, I mean, that was disgraceful. This past Sunday, it was a disgrace. And people are putting it on Todd Monken, and I go, Todd Monken, let's get something straight. Worst play calls I've ever seen in any type of championship game. Super Bowl, AFC Championship, NFC Championship, period. Worst. Now, is it because Todd Monken just had a major league brain fart? And of course, John Harbaugh has to make sure it's okay what Todd brings to him. He's the head coach. So you can't put it on Todd. You got to actually put it on John Harbaugh because he okayed it. Because you're the top guy. Buck stops at the top. So we've got that situation. And it's about money. So you got now you're going to have a Super Bowl, of course, with Patrick Mahomes. Not my favorite person. Walks like a girl. Really good quarterback, don't get me wrong, but that's my thing. I'm not a big Patrick Mahomes fan for multiple reasons. And State Farm commercial, every other commercial when you were watching the game was a daggone State Farm commercial with Andy Reid and what's that, Two Shot. I call them Two Shots. The Travis Kelce, 2 shots with the little Band-Aid, with 2 Band-Aids on. Freaking idiot's going to get 2 shots. Okay, 2 shots, so he's the sellout with the big pharma sellout, Travis Kelce, and then you've got all of that going on. So that's my take. Script, a terrible script. If you're going to write a script, write one, and it was an insult to the Ravens as far as I was concerned, the way they scripted it out. It was an insult to Baltimore. It was like, basically, Baltimore, screw you. We're going to have 6 runs, that's it. We're going to put Lamar back and have him sit back in the same spot in the pocket over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. No screens, no moving pockets. I mean, I could go on and on and on. But, Doc, what do you think of that? And I'm going to play a clip that people need to hear. What do you think of what you saw this past Sunday?
What I saw, is very clear that the teacher still had a control over the student. I saw that the Kansas City Chiefs outcoached the Baltimore Ravens.
Really?
Folks can say what they want. They outcoached them. They gave them the impression that they were going to stop the run. Well, the Ravens stopped themselves. They didn't run the ball. So I know without a doubt that's one of the sports I played. I played baseball and I played football. The Ravens were strictly outcoached.
Well, that's a nice little script to write, that they're going to be outcoached. But Todd Monken is an intelligent man. I watched his play calls throughout the whole season. And no one's going to, you can't tell me that all of a sudden Todd Monken put this awful play call selection together. Harbaugh okayed it. And that, no. It just does not make sense. It looks like a script was written for the Ravens to lose, because you got to have Kansas City in there for money, like pro wrestling. It's about money. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to go with that. But this is what Rex Ryan, Rex had something to say about it, and I'm going to play that clip of former coach Rex Ryan.
And to me, he's one of the best.
Rex, he played 6 different personnel.
Of course, and that's what you do, especially when the other side of the ball allows you to do it.
Yeah.
This is the stupidest game plan I've ever seen. And you know what, Greg Roman? Every single person needs to apologize to you, because you got blamed for everything about what was wrong in Baltimore. And it wasn't you, because this new guy that we praised the hell out of.
Todd Monken.
Yeah, Todd Monken. By the way,
with the new guy.
You don't have Tom Brady. Do you realize your quarterback is Lamar Jackson, not Tom Brady? What in the hell are you doing dropping back 82% of the time? This is a team that led the NFL in rushing attempts. They had 6 whopping rushing attempts to the running backs. So especially, I'll put every little dude, hey, RC, you go play D tackle, because they ain't going to run the ball. What the hell are you doing?
Okay, so
Yeah, and I agree. Of like, what is going on here? Is Todd Monken all of a sudden, did his IQ just drop 40 points just out of nowhere?
Why do y'all consider him to have been so good? What makes the difference between the top coaches in football? And I say the difference between the top coaches in football, when they come back at the halftime, they make whatever adjustments need to be made to change the game. That's where the coaches from Kansas City outdid Baltimore. They did not change after they came back. The only thing we did good the second half is we kept them without scoring. But if you don't score yourself, you don't win.
You're right, and we did make an adjustment on the defense. That defense shut Kansas City down for the second half. Mike McDonald got hired as the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. They pulled him, and I don't blame him.
It was for that reason.
Because Mike McDonald did a brilliant job, but Todd Monken...
He shut them down.
And I'm going to get credit where credit is due. Mike McDonald, brilliant job. The defense, all the kudos. But what happened? I'm going to say what I'm saying. I've been saying it for years. It's a script. Kansas City is going to make more money. People like the money. Look at Taylor Swift. She's going to be there. So this is the Taylor Swift Super Bowl, and it was set up for Taylor Swift. Period. That's my take on the whole thing. But congratulations. Congratulations to Mike McDonald for that head coach gig he's getting with the with Seattle Seahawks, and regarding the Ravens this next season. But my confidence level in the NFL and these scripts that they write. As far as I'm concerned, it's WWE. It's about the money. It's a business. People don't understand that. I don't know why. It's a business. It's about making money. You want to have the games that are going to bring in the most revenue, okay, the highest viewership, and you want to have that. They even actually did, I want to stay on this for just one more second. They even actually did a commercial where they had a bunch of NFL players around and they were laughing and giggling about the script. Okay, what are we going to do to the script for this year for the end? How are we going to end it? What are we going to do? And they're putting in suggestions for the script, for scripting out the games or the outcomes. The hits are real, the injuries are real, just like pro wrestling. You get hurt real, and you take your bumps and so on. But it's about money. People understand that, and we'll move on. But
a business is supposed to be about money.
Yeah, in the game,
it's supposed to be about
money.
It's supposed to be about making money.
So you have the script where you write the script where you're gonna make the most money, and I'm gonna stick to that. The things that I see that go on in the NFL, I'm like, this is ridiculous. There's no way this guy is this daggone stupid. Okay, sorry, I don't believe Todd Monken is that dumb. I believe the man is intelligent. I believe the man is smart, but you know, we're going to go out, and our guest, I'm going to be calling her in just a little bit. Marsha Reeves-Jews of WKIM. Marsha Reeves-Jews, she did an excellent job of co-moderating the Mayoral Forum event that we had at Friendship Baptist Church, and we had a nice little turnout, not as many people as we wanted, but let me tell you this: the event at Friendship Baptist Church, unlike and a lot of people watching The Outsiders right now or listening, they've seen the video. I believe it's going at least viral in Baltimore, of a certain person whose initials are SD, imploding on the stage and running off at the St. Moses event. That was a day prior to our event, and of course the Charles Village Civic Association and others are going to be co-opting my idea to bring all the candidates together in a primary of different parties on one stage. So you guys can go ahead and take my idea.
What did you just say?
Which part? I said a lot.
I'm going to have to challenge you a little bit.
Oh boy, not a challenge.
I don't think anyone can take credit for bringing all of the candidates together before December the 19th when I announced it at a press conference that we were going to have all of the candidates. Okay. That's where it came from. It came from December the 19th, my press conference.
Okay, I'm going to digress on that because I had the conversation with Pastor Gwen, but to put it out. But both of us, we'll take both of us to take credit. It's joint credit. I should be in politics. But Doc did come up on officially announcing it on that date, as he said.
I not only called the press conference, I'm the one who contacted all the candidates and invited them, Democrat, Republican, and Independent, on December the 19th, which is Carter G. Woods' birthday. That's why I hosted the event.
Okay, but, I made the call to the pastor, but, yeah.
No, you're never to get credit for the pastor, but you don't get credit for inviting all of the candidates because I'm the first one that did that.
Okay,
December
you
the
did.
19th.
Doc, you did, but it was my idea. Oh, my producer's saying, stop. No, this is good debate. You're supposed to have good debate. Doc Cheatham and Sean Sims, in a joint manner, Doc did announce it. But Doc Cheatham put it out there. I will give him credit for going out. He put it together. He did. And that event that was supposed to happen on January the 15th got snowed out. And, of course, we ended up having it on February the 1st. But
and some of the candidates for mayor didn't like the idea of counseling to protect the safety of the people coming to the event. And they're going to run for mayor? My goodness.
Now, here's the thing that bothered me. And I told some of the candidates, because the event that we had planned with all the candidates coming to, and I was going to moderate, and I did moderate this one, and coming to the event and having the mayoral forum with different candidates, independents, Republicans, and Democrats. And then I see this flyer from the Charles Village. I'm like, okay, guys, you're coming after us. Okay, you're coming after the outsiders and doing all of this. Fine, co-op it. It looks like WJZ or somebody, they're going to have something March the 20th with the candidate. They have something out now, and that's fine. Follow behind the outsiders, just like Fox did before as well. So follow behind the outsiders all you want. That's fine. But what happened at the St. Moses Church on January the 31st, it was, Doc, could you give a quick, because I'm going to call Marsha in a second, but could you quickly tell the people, and I'm going to play some of the audio so people can hear what happened at the Sheila Dixon event. I know it was set up for Sheila, but it fell apart. What did you think of that?
I think it was disgraceful. I think having the number of candidates that was there was commendable. Mm-hmm. But I really think Miss Sheila Dixon owes the neighbors in that area and those who attended the event a strong apology. Her conduct was deplorable. To sit there and attack two candidates, you don't stay there long enough to have them respond, and then you leave the stage after attacking two candidates verbally. Very, very unprofessional, very unwomanly-like, and I really think she owes that community and those who attended the event an apology to disrupt a good campaign, discussion with her attacking people and then leaving the room.
Things were going fine.
You throw a rock, and then you act like you didn't throw it.
Exactly, and things were going fine. I mean, much to their credit, but it fell apart quickly. That audio is coming up. Okay, I'm going to give. Hold on, Doc. I'm going to give Marsha a call, and we're going to get her on as well, because she was my co-moderator last night at the Friendship Baptist Church event that went smoothly. It went well. People weren't running out. There wasn't yelling and screaming. No craziness. It went well, and it was professionally done. So hold on just a second. Let me go ahead and give Marsha a call because she's waiting. And what goes on at these events, sometimes people think, oh, we're just going to go ahead and listen. But when you go to listen to candidates, you expect to hear from the candidates. And 7 of the candidates who were there at St. Moses on January the 31st, given by the Charles Civic Association, they didn't even get asked a question. And that was, as far as I was concerned, that was a joke. They're just sitting there looking silly. Let me go ahead and here we go. Marsha Reeves-Jews is our guest. I'm giving her a call. And here we go.
Oh, hello?
Wow, we're on the outsiders, Marsha, but you picked that up quick. That's the fastest pickup
I just
ever.
walked in the door, man.
That's the fastest pickup.
These kids recruited for the upcoming STEM conference on.
Doc?
And they're working out in front of my house and find out that the guys that are working on the conduit, he has a daughter who's going through engineering, and he and I start talking about her, so now she's going to be able to attend the Black Engineer of the Year Awards conference and look for a job.
Well, congratulations. And Doc, can you say hi to Marsha?
Hey, Doc.
Good afternoon. God bless you. A tremendous job, both of you, last evening. I want to publicly commend both of you. I thought you handled it extremely well.
Thank you.
You know what? I wasn't my usual self because this is my first time hanging with my brother here. But now I know how he rolls. We'll be fine.
Yeah, we had a good time co-moderating. We did originally have Kim Klasick as scheduled to moderate. I put the flyers out. I sent it out on Facebook. I sent it out on email. And we had people giving the flyers out. Kim Klasick, she's the and then out of nowhere, day of, because I'm a straight shooter. I call it like it is. The day of, oh, can't make it. I'm going to be running for office. Oh, my people told me, mate, you shouldn't go there, blah. Because of what happened at St. Moses Church the night before, she figured it's going to be a same debacle. I guess people are going to go crazy and run off the stage and maybe, threats are made. I don't know. And so she, sorry, Kim, but you, chicken out. You chicken out, and it was unprofessional. And I'm sorry, I got to call it like it is. And the communication was terrible with getting this set up of emails and or text messages as well and phone calls, and it was not good. It was not good, and sorry, Kim, I got to call it like it is. Hope you do well in your race there, okay? Hope you do well. Now, Marsha, what's going on with WKIM? How are things going with that?
I'll still do it every week. Reading how are things going? What does that mean?
You're reading way too much.
I'm still doing the show weekly. Huh?
Yeah, tell us about your show, upcoming shows.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't looked at my computer. So let me tell you something. What I do is when I set up a guest, people are calling me or they're sending me emails, or I see something and then I research and I do it. I'm not getting any advertising because I'm not searching for advertising. I had people who were supposed to be hosts on there, but then they never can finish doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I
They start
understand.
out excited and then they disappear. So what I wanted was to have a show running every day, right? And,
Okay.
But people can't handle that, and they don't. When you tell people this is how we do it, and you got to be consistent. You got to be there at 7. You got to be whatever your time is going to be. That's when you got to be that. And I'm just going to take my time, and it'll happen the way it's supposed to happen. And I'm not going to ask anybody for money until it's consistent. And I have my electronic newsletter that goes out in conjunction with whomever the guests are, and it has the guest photo and bio and any links or whatever that they want to have. So I'm here for the long haul, and I'm still going to do my thing on Tuesdays, and people have tried, but then they can't finish it out. They can't do, I can't do it, or I got this to do. There was a girl had a cooking show, and it was wonderful. But it was too much for her to do every week.
Well, how much time, how long are the shows that they were doing?
Generally an hour. But, you have to make that decision.
Okay.
Because all I do is turn on the StreamYard and let y'all do your thing. And I'm sitting in the background unless there's a problem. But you guys handle your own shows. I send you the link. You tell me the time and the date. And it goes. And my show is in STEM City, USA, in the metaverse.
STEM City, yes,
so
STEM City.
You can go up into the metaverse and go into the metaverse in STEM City, and then you go up and go to the newsroom, and then you can see WKIM, and all my shows are there.
Well, I've watched your shows, and you have interesting guests, and the STEM City, STEM, STEM City, been in
USA.
it, and USA, and we're going to be talking.com, and Marsha and I are going to be talking, see if we can see what the outsiders can do to get some time on that metaverse. And so we're going to be definitely doing that.
The only thing is, when you go up, when you do that though, we have no cussing.
Well, okay, well, we're not too bad with that.
That's me. That's Marsha. I want everybody's kids and grandmas to be able to watch it, and I don't want anybody to be offended.
Do you have a 3-second delay?
Right. But, I mean, I curse. I know how to cuss somebody out.
Yeah.
But that's not what's, trust me, but that's not what I want here. I want the information is critical.
Yes, it is.
But we don't have to curse. And I want my mama, were she alive, I want her to listen to it. And if she heard me cursing, she would dig my own grave.
Okay, you hear that, Doc?
But here's something else, because where this also goes is the Black Engineer and the Women of Color, 2 major conferences. One is 30-something years old, and the other one, my girlfriends and I created the Women of Color STEM Conference. And so that has been around for 20-something years. Black Engineers, 30-something years. So this is a longevity, but we're talking about people who are funding this. There are General Motors, General Dynamics, Lockheed Martin, Cisco.
Oh, there's some big ones.
The top Fortune 500 corporations plus are participants. You're going to have a conference coming up. What do you call it? Employment conference coming up, career fair, and all of these kids and adults can come and talk to people about jobs. They have it set up so that there's an interview space with pipe and drape and tables, so that people can have a whole thing set up. And so that's those people are the people who will be paying attention to and they know me by name because I used to be the president of the company.
How do people get in touch with you just in case they want to get on your platform?
You can do WKIM Media Network Marsha Jews, MARSHA JEWS at Gmail.
Okay, so people, you hear that and you're interested in getting on a platform and doing something, there you go. And what I want to do is this, Marsha, because you were my co-moderator yesterday at the Friendship Baptist Church Mayoral Candidate Mayoral Forum event. And I'm going to play, what happened. I'm going to play a little clip and we're going to talk about it and let the folks know how you felt about the event and what you thought of it. So let me go ahead and cue that up and I'm going to play this clip right now.
Because of the situation at hand and the seriousness of the situation regarding Jed Weeks, Baltimore, Linda Batts, hope you don't mind that I'm going to bring this up. Candidates don't know about this, and what Ilana just said kind of perked this. Yeah, this is real. And I'm going to ask you all this question. I was going to ask this question last night at the other event, but my mic got cut. But this mic's not getting cut. Okay, so I'm going to ask the question of the candidates, each one of you. I'm going to start with, I'm going to go right down the line, make it real simple. Jed Weeks put out a picture of Linda Batts' home on social media, thus taking away the civil rights, harassing, stalking, etc. He is the interim director for Baltimore. Now, as mayor, if something like this was to come across your desk, and you would find out that the interim director of an organization posted a picture of a home of a senior disabled black woman on social media, as mayor, what would you do?
As mayor, I would call for the immediate resignation of Jed Weeks. Not only that, I would actually take the funding from Baltimore. I would actually take the funding from, what is it called? Something Streets. What is it called, Jason? No, not Jason. Yeah, no, Complete Street. That should not have been, I'm apologize to you publicly that I was not able to make it to the rally the other day. You had my sincerest, you had all my support, you know that.
Wendell Freeman? It is a disgrace. Point blank period, it is a disgrace. I am disgusted. And we all know how the current man is saying anything because he got a door swap. Let's just call it, a spade, right? That's just what it is. First and foremost, not only would I ask for his resignation, but I also will file criminal charges myself. Because what we cannot have in our city, we're not going back to the KKK days. We're not going back where this could be my mother, my grandmother, my home. This is somebody's mother. And her house, not in her house, her property was invaded. We cannot have that in Baltimore City at all. So not only would I ask for him to be fired and remove the program when I'm asking for criminal charges and for people like that to get out of Baltimore.
And those were two candidates who answered. There were other candidates as well. There were 8 total who were at the event last night, and they did an excellent job. But that was Yolanda Pulley and Wendell Freeman, and with Jed Weeks. And we've talked about Jed, and I've got an issue going on right now with Jed. I've got some folks who are going to be dealing with it, and I will be letting the outsider viewers and listeners know about it probably in the next few weeks I got some things I have to do, but let me put it this way. I'm not the one, and they made a big mistake. But what do you think as far as the Jed Weeks situation, Marsha, and putting out on social media a senior disabled black woman, and he's a Caucasian person, young man. What do you think of that situation?
Okay, so I don't curse on my channel, so I'm not going to curse on yours.
No, we wouldn't mind. We tend to let one out, but go ahead.
But had Jed brought his racist white ass to my house, he would have had a different experience. And I'm prepared to have people raise money to get me out of jail after I whooped his behind.
Wow.
Right. How dare you go to that woman's house? She's in her 70s. I'm in my 70s. So you mean to tell me you think it's okay to knock on my door and treat me like I'm dirt? That's what he did to her. He treated her like dirt at her house because she doesn't want to deal with him and his foolishness. And just so you know, I spent my morning going to the board of directors of Whitemore.
Oh, okay. What did you find?
Okay. And I didn't get the phone number for some of them. He doesn't have a location, but we do have David Zepnecki or whoever he is. There's nothing for him. But Rom Wee, University of Maryland Medical, her phone number is 410-328-8919. I want everybody to call and complain about.
Complain, yes.
Mm-hmm.
David Wolf with Alex Brown Realty, 410-727-4083. Nia Reed Jones, Food and Drug Administration, and Black People Ride Bikes, 757-224-0177.
Okay.
Kyle Harrier, BG&E, 410-470-7433.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Chancellor, Harborside Group, 443-279-2010. Ashia Parker, No Boundaries Coalition, Todd Moore Group. There are two numbers. There's a number. Here it is. It's 410-800-24. I can't read my writing. It's either 32 or 52. And then there's also info at noboundariescoalition.com. Juan Carlos Puga Nieta, he's with Science and Kurt, 410-539-6339. And then we have the Greater Whitemore, the president, Patrice Kingsley is the president of, she's a board member, these are your board members.
Mm-hmm.
All these are board members. She's the president of Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield, 410-581-3000. Then there's the Audubon Society, I don't know how I got that there, but whatever it is, it's 410-558-2473. And then there's Lily Mitchell, Lily Mitchell, with Care First, and her number is 410-581-3000. And Eli Poussin, Baltimore City Department of Planning, 410-396-3100. And then Adam Aviv, George Washington University, 202-994-1000. Suzanne Bailey at the Women's Law Center, 410-321-8761. And I would ask that all of your listeners literally contact these people
Yes.
and let them know what Jed did. And in the meantime, we're waiting for Miss Linda Batts to send me a written statement so that we can send this out to all of these people.
Yes, thank you for giving that information out so that those are the folks. Okay, so everybody with YouTube, you can just go back and go over the numbers, the person's name, give them a call, and I'm going to let Doc do this. As far as the black men, Doc, because we talked about this last night, you did bring this up last night at the event. As far as the black men and the black men's groups, how do you feel? What should they be doing about a situation like this that happened to Linda Batts?
meeting scheduled for tomorrow on York Road at 11 a.m. We did send to the three, I guess, outstanding leaders that they have, Michael Eugene Johnson, David Murphy, and Bill Gooden. We sent them emails 4 days ago asking that we have an opportunity to present to them to get the black men to realize that if we don't stand up for our black women, who will? But I'm sad to say at the event last evening, we did not get any notification from anyone. So I'm assuming the breakfast that's taken tomorrow, we're not invited, because I don't go to places that I'm not invited to unless I'm coming to disrupt. And I'm not coming to disrupt, but I am saying to you black men right now, you get a failing grade on standing up for black women. You get a failing grade.
That is disgrace. I mean, there's so many disgraceful things that are happening. And I'm going to say this. I did a video because as a black man, as a man, black man, a man, period, to see a man do that to a woman, go to her house, a senior woman, disabled, and where are you senior advocates and older adult advocates? I haven't heard from you. And I put a video out and put that video out all over the place regarding Jed Weeks. And I said in the video, I'm going to say it right now, Jed Weeks, Bitemore, whoever you are, when you mess with Linda Batts, then you mess with me. And you mess with the outsiders. And I put that out, and I'm waiting for these guys to come out and say, hey, Sean, we're behind you. Hey, Doc, you know, guys, we're behind you. We got to do something about this. But I hear some people talking. I haven't heard them see them do anything. They talk. And I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, that may be a reason, Doc and Marsha, why Jed Weeks did what he did. Maybe Jed Weeks did what he did because he figured, you know what, these black guys in Baltimore, I can drive down to Gwynns Falls, past Mondawmin Mall in Baltimore, Maryland, take a picture of a senior black woman's home, disabled, put it out on social media, and these so-called brothers, they don't have the pills, they don't have the cojones to do anything about it. So they're a bunch of punks. I'm just going to go ahead and do it because these black guys, they don't protect their black women anyway. So I might as well go ahead and do it. And guess what? It looks like you're proving Jed Weeks right. All of you brothers.
Well, there's a slight twist with it. You know, I'm happy to say that a number of black men are coming to the rally of the former state's attorney for Baltimore City. I know they were there in the county yesterday because of the trial, and I know that they are scheduled to leave and go to the trial on Monday for the state's attorney, and I think they're leaving from New Shiloh. So some of the men are doing something. But we have far too many black men in Baltimore City that are sitting back doing nothing but talking and eating, and we're asking you to do a little bit more than that. We're asking you to get involved.
Well, I'll tell you who did get involved. Marsha got involved. Marsha, could you tell what happened when we went down to City Hall to the chambers and pulled up the City Council President Nick Mosby on what was going on with Linda and Bitemore and Jed Weeks? Could you give your side what happened?
Well, just to me, it was a deflection. Like he didn't want to get involved. That was my takeaway. I did not feel like there was any sympathy. There was no call to action unless maybe I had a brain fog. But I didn't see what I was expecting when I got there. And all of those people that were there, you talk about black men, all those people should have been jumping up and down trying to do something. And where I am is all the game that everybody's playing, I'm here for it. Because the reality is that we need to make certain that, one, this Jed dude needs to be arrested because he's like a stalker, that you would go to somebody's house. And I want my next move is to contact the police department and have him arrested. And I'm waiting for Miss Linda to send me information so that I can send that press release. I'm sending it to the governor. I'm sending it to the president of the city council. I'm sending it to the state's attorneys. I'm sending it everywhere. I want him arrested, and I want him fired.
Good.
And I'm telling you that for him to do something like that, he was emboldened.
Yes, he
to
was.
have the mitigated gall to walk up to that black woman's, first of all, that you found where the woman lived, and then you went to her house. But that's threatening. So
Yes,
that
it is.
says to me, if you knock on my door and you're not a guest, and you're not somebody, if you're not my mailman, why are you knocking on my door? Why are you doing what you're doing? So that says I should have my guns in front of your face.
Well, a lot of people
you
would.
To my house like that. I'm being real serious. I'm 70. I'll be 72. We're almost the same age. So you need to tell me that it's okay, because if he did it to her, he's going to do it to somebody else.
If he hasn't done it to people already. I don't know if this is just modus operandi.
He doesn't have the ability to have anybody to communicate with. I'm going to tell you right now, this man is dangerous.
Something's wrong with him.
He reminds me of the Ku Klux Klan. They sneak up in here and do what they want to do, and then sneak on out.
And he's being protected.
That it's okay.
But he's being protected. That's the part, that's the dangerous part. There are people, our own people, with our own skin. Like you say, Doc, just because we the same skin don't mean we the same kin. And they are protected. And I'm going to start with right at the top of the city, and that's Brandon Scott. Brandon Scott sent me an email, okay, and I'm reading this email. I'm not going to read it now. Maybe next week I'll go over it. And basically what this knucklehead is saying, okay, what this limp Brandon Scott, a real man, Brandon Scott is like shooting pool with a rope. That's what Brandon Scott is. Because Brandon Scott has no spine. Brandon Scott has no spine whatsoever, and he's basically saying, "There's nothing I can do. I can't fire." Nobody asked you to fire him, you stupid fool. What I said to you, jackass, and what I sent to you is that you need to call for. Can't you read? You don't understand, Brandon, what that means? Did you take English courses when you went to St. Mary's? You don't understand? It says for you to call for, dummy, for him to be terminated and fired. And it also said for you guys to stop doing business. You guys, meaning your administration, Baltimore City, to stop conducting any type of business with Biltmore whatsoever. And I'm going to finish up. Exactly. And Nick Mosby, let me tell you, Nick goes, hey, because we were talking to him on the chamber floors of City Hall, and Nick goes, oh, well, the COA, okay, she's saying that Robin Leach, I keep calling her Robin Leach, Faith Leach said well, they don't have any connection financially at all with Biltmore, none. Did he not say that? Okay, so Nick Mosby says, oh, there's nothing we can do. And then I also said to Nick Mosby, because I'm on a roll and let me go. I also said to Nick Mosby, hey, Nick, I sent an email to you and the other 14 city council members. And in that email, I asked you if you condoned what Jed Weeks had done, okay, and will you call for his termination? And no one, not one of those council members sent me a response. So as far as I'm concerned and anybody else with half a brain, they are complicit in what Jed Weeks did. It's not just Jed Weeks. They are the problem. The Baltimore City Council, and I'm calling every single one of you, all 15 of you should be kicked out, especially James Torrance. You guys should be kicked out of that council because you are complicit in an action that is similar and just like, and wraps right around that Ku Klux Klan, that mentality where you can go to a black woman's house, a Caucasian person, male, big goofy guy, and you can go to a black woman's house, stalk her, do what you did, and you city council people think it's okay. And then as far as Nick, you didn't seem like you really. And then this is the thing. This is the thing because I gotta say this. And then Doc, I want you to comment. This is the thing. When you say, well, Nick's saying, well, and he's not the only one. There are a couple of Desmond Stinney on his show, And Giovanni said the same thing. So you got three big, strong, strapping black men. And I'm calling you guys out. And they said, well, I've had threats before, and I've had this, and people don't like this, and I've gotten people who send stuff to me too. And I've had this, that, and the other. And I'm saying to myself, look at you. What are you three talking about? You're two strong, strapping black men. You're not a senior disabled woman, black woman. So you cannot put yourself in Linda Batts' category. You can't. It doesn't make any sense to do that. And it was, as far as I'm concerned, you just watered it down. You watered what Jed did. You watered it down. You made it. And yes, yeah, your people are putting things out, and they're against what Jed Weeks did. But when you do something like that, Desmond, I'm talking to you specifically. When you say stuff like that, you watered it down.
There should be a consequence for him doing what he did.
Yes.
And the police commissioner should be involved with this and arrest his behind.
Richard Worley, the guy with the Brooklyn Day Massacre guy, they put in as the police commissioner after that. I don't think Richard Worley gives a rip about any black person. Yeah, I said it. Yeah.
I know this.
Yeah.
That Jed dude is dangerous. He is dangerous. And his whole board will be getting calls from me as soon as I get this document from Linda. I'm going to send all of this out to each one of them. Is this right?
No, finish up, Marsha. I'm sorry. I want Doc to
she's
comment.
going to write a document about her experience. And so I'll be able to put that in my newsletter. You'll be able to use it on your show, and whoever else wants to be able to do that. So I want to, there's one thing to give the bits and pieces that we know, but it's another thing to have a document in front of us that has all of the pertinent information. And it's that information that I want to I want to start with the governor. And my question then, not my statement or my thought here is, suppose that had been your grandmother. Suppose that had been your mother. What would you have done?
Exactly. Doc, what do you think? And then we're going to move to what happened.
Well, I find it apropos that we finally have some issues that are affecting middle-class black neighborhoods such as Gwynns Falls, that we finally get them to rise up and understand these are some of the things that those of us in poor black neighborhoods throughout Baltimore City experience day to day. So I'm a strong supporter of going against Biltmore and what they're doing, but I tell folks I find it so ironic that we have another transportation issue where you have free bus service to white neighborhoods, not to blacks, but our black neighborhoods like Ashburton don't say a damn thing about it. So I am strongly in support of going against Biltmore, but I said I find it so ironic, that you middle-class blacks, will stand up and fight when you finally get hit upside the head. Then you realize what we've been going through, all the while. So I'm very supportive of trying to undo what Biltmore has been allowed to do. But I'm saying to you middle-class blacks in Gwynns Falls and Ashburton, you're finally getting the treatment that we've been fighting against. And so now we need to come together.
Exactly.
Affluent black neighborhoods and poor black neighborhoods, because the fight should be both of us joining together. But, I don't want to say I'm glad it's happening in Gwynns Falls, but it serves you right, because for years, you middle-class blacks could give a damn what we're suffering in the poor neighborhoods.
Well, what we need to do is you add the numbers, get in touch with those people and tell them, hey, this Jed Weeks has to go. And if you're complicit as well, like the Baltimore City Council, then maybe we need to talk about getting rid of you as well, wherever you are. And what I want to do is this, because Doc and I were there on January the 31st, a few days ago, St. Moses Church. They had a candidates forum. They had a candidates forum, which included the mayoral candidates in that forum, And you haven't heard all of this, Marsha. You saw some of it with the video that was sent out, but I'm gonna play so you can hear what happened at that event. So I'm gonna go ahead and cue that up. Here we go.
You can change leaders all day. You will never be a great city. So how are we going to do it? Number one, we're going to focus on building, rebuilding the economy in Baltimore City that benefits the neighborhoods. My plan is to invest at least $1 billion of investment. Not in the harbor, but in the neighborhoods.
I served as a federal and state prosecutor, as deputy attorney general for the state of Maryland. I ran a national financial institution that invested in mission-driven companies, and I'm now managing partner of one of the largest civil rights law firms in the country. I have lived a blessed life, but Bob's right. Those blessings have not been evenly distributed across this city.
So please, the people who are continuing to ask questions, I'm just asking them, let me just be brief. Doc brought the question up at another meeting that I was at.
Now this is what's going on now. First you just heard Bob Wallace, and then next was Thiru Vignarajah. Now, Doc had gotten up and asked a question in regards to the skate parks, and they wanted to kind of poo-poo and shoo-shoo it away. And I noticed they did that, Doc. And then Sheila took the mic, of course, because she's got a Bogart, and she starts talking about some event the Doc went to, and he brought up the question about the skateboard parks, and she went and she dug up some information and what she thought. So let me go ahead and continue.
When you brought it up, I did some research to look at all sides, and it's my understanding that the master plan that he's talking about was not to just include the skateboard park, but they need to improve the basketball court that's on the playground. They need to deal with the swings in the playground, and when you were about this is disabled, that has been incorporated. There are a number of other pieces that has to be part of that park, along with the skateboard park.
Now, Doc, she's basically saying, hey, I looked into it and they're holding it up. Basically, she's saying it wasn't really fully approved. What gives with that?
Well, first, you missed the earlier part. You weren't there when the question was posed earlier to Bill Henry, who is the controller. That's when I first brought the issue up.
Okay.
And the white lady and the one-to-be black man that wanted to be white didn't want to get into a second dialogue about the skateboard parks because Bill Henry did allow a long dietary trial about his response to the Board of Estimates approving it, and then Antonio Hayes lying and said the community did not approve of it. So Sheila, evidently through her campaign manager, who is a member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity, that also as black men blocked the skateboard park, the white woman and the black man wanted to kind of lessen the confrontation about elected officials not going through with the approved budget. So Sheila, through her investigator, her campaign manager, decided to look into it. But what they found was that the proof of the pudding is that the entire park was supposed to be redone, and we've now been 5 years, and no money has gone into the park at all. So Sheila thought she was covering it, but Sheila still doesn't know the real idea. But then she made the biggest blunder later on, and let me be quiet.
Yeah, because that's coming up.
The great blunder that she made, that she owes all of us an apology.
Yeah, that's coming up. She thinks she's a know-it-all. I asked her a question at a town hall. I think it was the first one, and I asked her a question in regards to because Doc, you did mention that her record on civil rights sucks, in a word. I'm not even going to be fancy. I have quite a lexicon I can use. I'm not even going to use it. I'm just going to say it sucks. her record on civil rights. So I asked her a question in regards to people in the workplace and sexual harassment and so on, and she was real glib. She was real glib when I brought up sexual harassment. Okay, at a town hall, she was real glib, and you know, we'll just have we'll have a brown lunch. No, I'm sorry, she didn't even say that. I mean, let me correct myself. She said we'll have a brown bag, and then I did a brown bag, and we were talking over, and then I would take it to the city, whoever, not Odette Ramos, but what's her name? She's the person who takes care of OIG. The OIG, Isabel Cumming, having a brain fart. OIG, and that's what we would do. And I'm thinking to myself, that was one of the dumbest answers I've ever heard. That's what you would do when you were mayor and you had sexual harassment complaints and harassment complaints. That's what you would do. But let's hear what she has to say. Let's continue to hear what Sheila has to say, because folks, you got to hear this meltdown. Here I go.
Thank you. What candidates who's writing checks for what candidates, they have to tell you who they are beholden to. Bob Wallace, I'm the only one up here who has put his own money and I'm unbought and unlost, man. What you said. You look at that harbor, look at all the tax money that we put into rebuilding that, and who has benefited? Has it been the neighborhoods? Has it been Cherryville, Westport, Mount Wise, Park Heights? No. So what I was going to do, I use tip money, but I use tip money to rebuild neighborhoods. Thank you.
I have to say it real quick. Oh yeah, Bob's talking about the fact that he's not beholden to anyone, so he's not taking like money from PACs, stuff like that, and he's using his money, and he wants to get the money, invest into the city to build the city up, etc. That's what he's saying. And here comes, I believe, Thiru. Let me see, is after that. I'm sorry, it's Sheila. Let me go ahead. We've got screamers. And he made a good statement. Follow the money. You follow the money, and then you can see who's who and what's really going on. Let me continue.
Transparency, being honest.
Stop, Sean, stop. Now, when Sheila the Shoe, Shifty Sheila, Ms. Embezzlement says transparency and honesty. It took everything inside of me while I was standing up there at the mic not to crack up. To hear her say transparency and honesty, and I could see other people who are in the room were chuckling as well. But let me continue so we can get to the meltdown.
This is that you represent. Over 600 individuals that I received money from were not developers. They were grassroots individuals. Now, Bob can't raise any money. He spent his own money out. He's from Cherry Hill, but nobody in Cherry Hill knows who he is. And nobody knows who he is. You had your time. You had your time. Nobody knows who I am. I've been working out in Cherry Hill for the last 20 years. They had the #1 safe street with zero, where crime was down and murder down to zero. The room can't get the money from those individuals who gave it to him 4 years ago when he ran for state's attorney. She gave it to him public financing. But he didn't talk about being a sexual
Now, that's when she went to the sexual.
and murder down to zero. The room can't get the money from those individuals who gave it to him 4 years ago when he ran for state's attorney. She gave it to him public financing. But he didn't talk about being a sexual
Yeah, I'm turning it down for a reason, because I'm going to let what was going on play in the background a little bit, because this goes on and on and on and on and on. And Sheila's getting up there after she dropped low on Thiru, and starts talking about how she's child of God. I'm God, I'm child of God. After she did that, I'm thinking, you've got to be kidding me. And this, in the background, people can hear, this goes on for several minutes. And Sheila, after she, like you said, Doc, after she threw that rock, she ran off the stage. Ran off the stage, and you can go pull it up. You can go pull it up. All you have to do is put in, I believe, the civic organization that ran it. Okay, but she ran off the stage, and I heard Doc saying, "Oh, you're gonna throw a rock and then you're gonna run." This keeps going on. I got it playing in the background because so people can hear. They'll be able to hear it on YouTube and iHeartRadio and the other. You guys may not be able to hear it, but they'll be able to hear it. And this goes on and on and on and on and on. And Doc, I mean, you were there. What did you think of that?
Well, you know, I can't say she didn't have the right to bring up issues and concerns that she and her people had concerning her two or three #1 candidates against her, being Thiru and Bob. But to attack them verbally, and then rather than give them and afford them an opportunity to respond to her allegations against them, she goes and steps off the stage and leaves.
Fran.
You know, I found that, you know, so inappropriate, so unladylike to attack two men on allegations coming from you, and then you walk and get off the stage and leave the whole room. She left
The room, the building.
She threw a rock at them and then acted like she didn't throw the rock.
Yep. They were trying to get her back up. The moderator was trying to get her back up on the stage. And he's calling for her to get back up on the stage. She ignored the moderator. As far as I'm concerned, she gave the middle finger to every single candidate, to the moderators, to the church, to the audience, and everyone else who was involved. That's what she did. Screw you all. I'm Sheila Dixon. I'll do whatever I want to do when I want to do it, Tony Chow. And I went out, I was on the phone with Linda Batts. I called Linda, told her what was going on, went outside, and I saw Sheila. She's still standing there talking, and I screamed down at her, "You're ashamed, you're disgraceful, you're a disgrace." She heard me turn, and then she got into her little SUV thing, and left when I came out and called her out and called her a disgrace while she was talking to Carl Stokes. Because I don't care. I mean, you're a disgrace. That was disgraceful what you did. What do you think about that, Marsha, what you heard? Hello, Marsha. Marsha. Okay.
I think we must have lost her.
No, she's there.
I think in return, I'm sorry.
No, you can go ahead, Doc. She's there. She must be in.
I think in return, at least Thiru and Bob need to pose the question to her. What did she do, and when did she do something when she heard about it? When she was the next person in line to Martin O'Malley, and they arrested thousands of black and brown men in Baltimore City for the illegal arrest. She was listed in the lawsuit, the class action lawsuit that I filed against them for arresting all of these black and brown men for illegal arrest that we won against Martin O'Malley. Why isn't Sheila addressing what her role was during that period of time?
Exactly. Civil rights violations. Civil rights violations. The president of the city council, Martin O'Malley's doing his thing. The arresting black guys, arresting brown men, black guys, brown men, brown guys, whatever, and that's what he was doing. And Sheila, of course, right along with it, because look at what she did, and look at how she denigrated these two men of color. I mean, but first of all, nobody really went after her. There was no provocation whatsoever. None. I didn't see, Doc, did something happen prior to me getting there? Because I didn't see anything where they went after Sheila and attacked her on embezzlement and things like which they could have done.
Nothing happened. It was a well-run, moderated program. You know, I don't know of anything, and I was there before the program started. I normally come to events before they start, so I don't miss anything. There was nothing that, I guess, instigated her doing what she did. I just think it was an opportunity for her to throw rocks at two black men, but she doesn't have a history of doing good things for black men anyway, because she allowed the illegal arrest to take place and didn't say a word about it.
Well, this is what I say. You're throwing rocks. I say throwing mud, throwing mud, because pigs like mud. Pigs like to wallow in mud because they're pigs. That's what they like to do, because they're dirty. I mean, you can put a pearl and lipstick. I'm going to use the analogy. But you can put a fur coat. You can put high heels. That'll look ridiculous, high heels on a pig. But you get my drift. you got, when a pig likes mud, likes slop, likes to be dirty, likes to be nasty, because that's a pig. That's their nature. So Sheila, like a pig, her nature is to be visceral, is to be negative, is to attack. She's at a point where she's even at some of these debates. I made fun of it as well. I did a video, a spoof, with the guy throwing clothes at her home, and she's trying to do an interview with Fox, Patrice Sanders. And I did a spoof video of that. And what did Sheila do? And this is what she did do at a City Hall event. And she had to tell herself to calm down. She'll calm down. She'll calm down. That's what she had to tell herself, to calm down. Really? You want to be mayor? First of all, nobody can trust you around money. Why are you people trusting Sheila Dixon to be around tens and hundreds of millions of dollars and saying, hey, give it to her because things are so bad? Brandon is horrible. We're going to be dealing with this knucklehead too. Brandon is so bad and Sheila can come in and save things. What do you mean she can save things? She's an embezzler. What are you talking about? She's going to save things. She's going to put around money? Yeah, but that's in the past, and people, they should forgive, and they should, it's in the past. But you know, that's Sheila. She can help Baltimore. You should see the flowers that she planted. She planted flowers. There were so many flowers. This is what a woman literally said. I'm not making this up. At a town hall event in Little Italy. This is what she said. She's nice, and she planted so many flowers. And I'm sitting there going, you've got to be kidding me. You can't be serious. And so, because Brandon is bad, and Sheila can help the city, look at what she did before. She embezzled and took the gift cards from low-income families and had 12 indictments, and FBI raided her house. No, you should forget that. We can trust her again. We can trust Sheila to get the job done and save Baltimore. That's what we have to do with Sheila. Sheila is our only hope. I'm glad she's come. Sheila, hello. I'm glad you're coming out of retirement. Because to help us, because we need you so much. Yeah, but she actually had 12 indictments, and there are other things that she's done that you don't even know about. My goodness. But you still want to trust her? You think the flowers were that important? Were the flowers so important? Yes, they were. There were flowers. There were so many. This is the mentality of the people who want to put Sheila Dixon back in office. Okay? Trees. Oh, and don't forget the trees. She's the trees. We need more oxygen. And the CO2 is so high. Oh, we gotta bring Sheila back in. Because Baltimore needs more oxygen. Okay? This is the mindset in Baltimore to bring this crook, bring this crud candidate into office. And Thiru, if I was your campaign advisor, and Bob, if I was your campaign advisor, I'm gonna give you two gentlemen a little advice. Okay, Sheila did that because Sheila knows, and David Smith knows too, right, Dave? Sheila's numbers are dropping. I said that. I said she's going to start imploding. I said it on the podcast. And wait till you see what's coming up. Oh my goodness. Y'all don't even know. You're going to find out. Wait till you see what's coming up. You think it's bad now with the clothes and the interview, clothes being thrown at her during an interview, and that craziness that went on, and her imploding at the Charles Village event at St. Moses. And wait till you see what else happens, because her numbers are tanking. And you got a lot of people, contractors and such, and PAC money, they're putting a lot of money into Sheila's campaign, and they're watching her implode. I believe David Smith probably called her, and some of those people called her and cursed her out upside down, backwards and forwards after what happened, Doc. That's what I believe. I believe they tore her hind parts up after what she did. What do you think?
I think we have reason to be concerned. I really do.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that some of the other candidates that were there at that location, who actually saw it and heard it, would say something, not necessarily that Thiru and Bob need to come and fight for themselves, but I think as other candidates that saw what happened, what's going to stop Sheila from attacking y'all the way she attacked them? And I think really the candidates themselves who were also there saw and heard what was done. I think all of us collectively need to say, you owe us an apology, miss. You disrupted a well-run candidates forum, and then you left. It's like the event is over because you're not there anymore.
Yeah, because it's all about Sheila. It's all about her. It's all about her with her high waters on. Those pants were so high, I mean, she could have walked across the Red Sea and not gotten the pants wet. Okay? I mean, y'all got to see this video. It was ridiculous. She looked like a hot mess. Looked like a hot mess. I'm sorry, honey child. What in the world was going on? And then some woman in some tight green dress was getting ready to, I don't know if she's going to hit Shorty Davis, because Shorty made a comment about gift cards when Sheila left. Hey Sheila, what about the gift cards? And this woman in this tight green dress with these Elton John glasses came over, went over to Shorty, and I'm watching this. I'm like, what is she getting ready to do? Attack Shorty? Shorty's standing there, and she did put her hands up in his face, something like, her hands up, walked away. And there was a lot of things going on after Shifty Sheila left. And again, my advice, I didn't say it, but I'm going to say it. My advice as campaign advisor for Bob Wallace, if I were your advisor and Thiru, is to exploit Sheila's weaknesses. I'm doing my Biden. I like doing this Biden thing. It's kind of fun. I like doing it. Hey, Bob, listen up. Hey, Michael Johnson. Okay, Ace. Okay, Thiru. I'll speak to all of them. Listen up, guys. This is what you do. I'm doing my Joe Biden. Exploit Sheila's weaknesses. That's all I got to say. If you can't figure that out, then you do not deserve to be mayor. If you can't figure out where I'm going with that. Exploit her weaknesses. Okay? Now, Doc, we got a few more minutes, and there's so much going on. I wish I'm gonna play it next week. We do have some people who are pro wrestling fans. They like the and Vince McMahon is in the Wall Street Journal. Vince McMahon in the Wall Street Journal, and his assistant accused him of sex trafficking, accused him of doing all kinds of perverted sexual acts, doing all kinds of millions of dollar payout, and the WWE had to get rid of Vince McMahon. His dad started the WWF, Vince McMahon Sr.
Oh, you taught this old guy something. I just learned something. Thank you.
Vince McMahon Sr., Vince McMahon Jr., he's adopted. He's not the biological son. Vince McMahon Sr. adopted Vince McMahon Jr. And it turned into the WWF. Then he turned into the WWE, a multi-billion-dollar empire, and Vince sold it. And now he's on, but they had to get rid of him because of the allegations made by this young lady. It's in the Wall Street Journal. You can Google it. It's something else. It's on YouTube. And the things that she said he did, woo! I can't even repeat. Well, I could, I just won't. Some of the things that went on. But the craziness still goes on with Trump and Biden. Joe Biden. Speaking of Joe Biden, Doc, you still think? I mean, I know you said you thought Biden was going to win, and then you said maybe it looks like Trump. But where are you now with that?
Well, I would say they're supposed to be beginning to, I guess, scrutinize what promises were made by the incumbent president and vice president. That is now beginning to be some of the discussions, like dealing with the Texas folks and folks coming from other countries into America. So I think it's going to be a close scrutiny as to what Biden was able to do and not able to do. And of course, as candidates, you know, you want to expose the things and the weaknesses of your candidate. I'm seeing right now, I don't know of any reason other than fear of Trump that black folks should even come out to vote. So I'm still saying, as I said last week, right now, it looks like to me Trump is leading because black folks right now had no reason to come to vote unless they say they're voting against Trump. But are you voting for Biden? And what has Biden done? And you look at two of the outstanding things from Biden's administration. One was the John Lewis bill and the George Floyd bill. Neither of those bills passed. And this was happening during the Biden administration. And those were two things on the black folks' agenda that we wanted done. In this case, Biden hasn't done anything in either one of those, and those were two major issues. He did appoint one black woman, we didn't want that, to the Supreme Court, but his predecessor did 3 appointments to the Supreme Court.
Oh yeah, the black woman who didn't know what a woman was because she was asked, what's a woman? And she couldn't answer what a woman was. And that was kind of scary. It's like, what's a woman? The female human being. But that's another subject matter. But she's there. And Joe Biden, of course, is going to use, and this is what I believe he's going to do. He's going to go to the black people, and he's going to pull us out of nowhere, and this may get him the black vote. This may get black people to get out of their houses, go vote for Joe Biden, inspire them to vote for Joe Biden, and he's going to tell them this: if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. See, that's what he's going to do. He's going to get that out, put that on the T-shirt. Put that on car bumpers and everything, pencils and so on. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black, because that's what Joe Biden said. So I think that may be his campaign strategy to go with that. I'm being facetious, of course. He doesn't have a chance. Okay, he's basically a dead man walking, a weekend at Bernie's. But we want to have to thank everyone. Thanks for the support, the outsiders. People come up to me, they like the show. It's getting more and more popular as time goes on. And they're telling us, Doc, you guys are giving out information we don't get anywhere else. I don't know, are people telling you that, Doc? Because I'm getting that.
I think they definitely are. And it may take the outsiders to call a major discussion of talk show hosts and podcasts and everybody else, because during the day, Monday through Friday, there is no black voice in our community. That we've lost the Laurie Young Morning Show, and, other than the 1 hour and 1.5 hour shows that you have Monday through Friday, there is no real voice in the black community. And going to WBAL ain't going to a black voice. We got black folks and white folks talking about white issues, but we don't have a real black radio show 4 or 5 hours Monday through Friday to talk about our issues. And I really think we need to go have a real serious discussion with Radio 1. They got 5 radio stations, and the black audience doesn't know what the hell is going on because we have no black radio talk show hosts Monday through Friday for at least 3 or 4 hours.
Wow. Well, we'll see what we can do with that one. The Outsiders will do what we do. Keep our podcast just rolling and chugging along, and get our viewership grow. And there are going to be some changes coming. There's going to be some changes. The Outsiders going to go to another level. We went to another level last year, and we're going to tick up to yet another level. But I want to thank Doc. Marsha, she had to go. She had to run. She had a conference, a meeting or something she had to go to. She did text me that, so she had to run. But Doc, thanks for your time. Everyone, thanks
Thank you
for watching and viewing The Outsiders. Okay, take care, and God bless.